Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about You Can Trust Me by Wendy Hurd. I read this book because in the month of May I picked it out of my TBR jar. It is a list. The jar is full of books that either I own that I need to read or books that I want to read. And so I had picked this one out, and that's why I ended up picking it up. I did listen to it as an audiobook and followed along part of the time in the physical book. In this book, you are following Summer and Leo, and they are living their best lives. They basically live that van life, and they are actually con women. So they con wealthy men out of their money, and that's how they live. And they've been doing this for several years at this time. They both have had trauma in their past. They didn't have the best childhoods, and that has kind of brought them together. And everything is going great until one day Leo tries to con this multi-millionaire, billionaire guy named Michael, and she goes missing. Summer is then looking for her and finds out that Michael took Leo to this, he has this private island where they're having a big tech getaway for his job. He's revealing new technology or something. And so Summer cons her way in with a date to the island to try to find Leo. And then, of course, once they get there, everyone's like, Leo never made it here. What are you talking about? And Summer's like, I know she's here. What are you talking about? Anyway. I read it in May, but it was a great summer read because it had, the desert. It's not desert. It had an island. It had beaches on it. It was very fast-paced. I really enjoyed this one. Again, I listened to it as an audiobook. It read really quickly. I liked the audiobook. I liked the twists and turns, and I really enjoyed the writing. I don't know if Wendy Hurd has written anything else, but based on this book, I would be interested in checking out other things that she has written because I just loved her writing style. It totally drew me in. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I couldn't get enough of this book, and I'm so happy I heard about it, and I'm so happy I grabbed it out of the TBR jar. It was a great read, and it was just a really great read, and I had a really fun time reading it. But now I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is the second book in her Never After series, which is a series of fractured fairy tales. So they are dark, romance, spicy books. Basically, the villain is still villainous, but you want to fall in love with him because, the main characters fall in love with him because he's also so charming. Anyway, I don't believe any of these books are actually related. I think they're all standalones. You can read them in whatever order. The way I am, I'm reading them in the order that she published them. Scarred was second. This book is incredibly loosely based on The Lion King, only with people. So in this book, you are following Sarah, who has an arranged marriage to Michael Fossa. And it's in a kingdom, so it's not set in today's times. And I believe she's getting married to him because his kingdom will offer protection for where she lives. She's not a princess or anything. I think her dad might be a duke. I can't remember. Anyway, it's an arranged marriage like that. They're going to protect her kingdom. And then Michael also has a brother named Tristan, and he is called the Scarred Prince. That's Scar, in case you didn't get it. And he is not liked. People don't like him. He's moody, everything like that. So you also find out that there is the undercurrents of a rebellion happening from people who live in the town right outside the castle. And so you're following Sarah as she tries to navigate being engaged to Michael. She, of course, falls in love with Tristan because this is a fractured fairy tale. And even though he's a big jerk, she falls in love with him. And it goes from there. Again, this is a spicy book. This has it, but it's also a slow burn. So like there wasn't any spice until well over halfway through. There might have been like some kisses or something, but nothing super spicy until well over halfway through the book, which is fine. Just know that going into it. I liked this one. I liked it better than I liked Hooked, which is the first book in the Never After series. That one's based on Peter Pan. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it. It was a fast read. It was an entertaining read. I like it because all the characters have like the first letter in their name or the first sound in their name correlates to someone in The Lion King. So like Sarah is Sarabi, Michael is Mufasa. There's an annoying little guy named Xander, who's obviously Zazu. I just had fun trying to figure out who all these characters were supposed to be because that's just the kind of weird person I am. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was a fast, spicy read. If you're looking for something that's a slow burn spice, I recommend this one. I am going to pick up her next book. I believe that one's Wretched. It's a Wizard of Oz retelling, I think. I can't really remember. But anyway, I want to know. Have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today, I'm here to talk about My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is a book I read because at the beginning of May, when I was picking my May TBR, I picked out of my TBR jar, which is a mixture of books I own that I need to read and also just a list of books that I want to read. And I ended up picking this one, found it at the library, and got it read. In this book, you are following Vanessa as she goes to a boarding school. She is 15, and this is her second year. She's a sophomore at this school. She is very introverted, very shy. She was really close with her roommate Jenny last year, but they kind of had like a friend breakup. So her mom's like, you need to make friends. Stop being so shy and introverted. Which, if you're an introvert, you know, it doesn't really matter if your parents tell you that because you're not going to do it anyway. But, you know, that's what parents did. This is also set in 2000. You kind of jump back between 2017, and so you see Vanessa in her 30s, and then in the early 2000s, like 2000 to 2007, I think. So when she's 15 to 22. Vanessa has an English class with a teacher named Jacob Strain, and she gets unusually close to Mr. Strain, and they end up falling in love and having an affair. And so the book, when you're in her younger years, is following her seducing Mr. Strain, falling in love, what the relationship looks like over the 7 years that they had a relationship. And then in 2017, you are following her in her 30s, and it kind of sees like just basically how messed up her life is because of this awful, gross, ridiculous man that she is still in love with, she thinks. And then you're seeing like another student has come out and said that Strain also assaulted her. And so Vanessa is kind of like following the backlash and the downfall and everything that's coming out with that confession in like the 2017 timeline. In the 2017 timeline. This book was beautifully written, but it made me so mad. So Strain is so manipulative, which, you know, these gross old men are. I'm not saying it's just old men that do this, but in this book it happened to be an older man. He was like 40 something and she was 15, and just, parts of it I was like, it's really hard to listen to this, or it's really hard to read this book and like hear the things that he says, and he gaslights her all the time. Everything is Vanessa's fault, even though she has all the power in the relationship. he tells her and she's like, but I don't feel like I have any power, because she didn't, because he's just a gross old manipulative man who's gaslighting her forever and really did mess up her life. Poor Vanessa. I don't know. I knew kind of what this book was about when I picked it up, but I didn't know how far it was going to go, and I didn't realize the feelings I was going to feel while I was reading it. I highly recommend it. It was a wonderful book, but it was very difficult to read sometimes, and definitely trigger warnings for like abuse and old gross men and young pretty girls. And you can imagine where it goes from there. So, I want to know, have you read this book? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.